Hello, my warriors. I want to welcome you to the Sunday Dinner Show. Okay, today we are cooking stew beef in a crock pot. We're cooking mustard greens in this, and we're cooking some rice. Okay. I thought about cooking some cornbread on top of the stove. I still might do it. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get this out the way. Okay. And if I do, I'll put it in the description to let you know that. Or I'll put it in the comment section to let you know if I did. But right now, I just want to tell you what we did. So we're going to start. Let's start with the rice first. You see we have rice to the back. It is cooked. Okay. So I keep the top on there to, I already turned it off to let it finish cooking just a little bit. Then we're going to talk about these lovely greens and I believe these are pork neck bones. Okay. So let me tell you what I did. Now, first of all, let's go back to the front. The reason that I didn't show you step by step today, because this would have took all day. I started cooking at 1 o'clock. I cannot put my phone on pause to 1. Reason why is because I'm doing all raw material right now. Still working on the computer. I did find out Walmart has a computer I'm interested in, 15 point and a half. I think it's 15 and a half. For like $279, which is either, I think it's $297. Let's say $297, and not a bad price. And it is a HP. So I'm thinking about maybe investing in a new one. Don't know yet, because my old one, the man told me what to do first. He told me to get rid of everything on there and see if things change with how my computer can it pull, because when I stick the plug in for it to pop up my cell phone to drag the pictures over, it's not letting me do that. So it's just so much going on. I can use it for it's turn it on, look online, do whatever I gotta do, write stuff, whatever, but I can't pull stuff over now. So if it ain't one thing, it's another thing. Okay, so let's go back to the greens. Now, you see that in the greens they have, let's go as close as we can, they have the smoked pork. I can't think of how you call it. Is it smoked pork, neck pork, something? I can't think right now. My mind is blank. But I have the smoked neck bones. Can't even get it out. And these are the pork, I believe. Now, what I did was I always rinse my meat off. I had it in the tall pan that I have. And I rinse it off. I stick a little bit of water to go over the meat. And I keep it on for 1 hour. During that 1 hour, these greens right here that you see, I washed them 5 times. I put a little soap in the first wash. Put too much this time. But it still worked the same. 5 washes, it was clean. What the soap does is it gets all the dirt off. That's what the soap does. It's just a little drip. That's all you got to put in there. Let it sit for a minute. Take your hands, if you got put gloves on. I'd rather do gloves because I have nails. So I shake like that, and I make sure that they get the soap off. And then, like I say, I rinse them 5 times. Okay, after rinsing them 5 times, it already sat in here for an hour. As far as the neck bones, then I put the greens in. I had it in 2 of, let me just show you. It was 2 of these right here. So I had filled them up in 2 spots, but you see they shrunk. And what I did is when I put the first bowl in, then I did this season right here, which I found at Walmart. I say Wally World a lot. Put a little bit of this. and put a little bit of this. So 9 times out of 10, I'll probably put 1 tablespoon of each. Sprinkle it around in there, then I mixed it. Once I mixed it, then I put the next bowl in. Okay? Put the next bowl in. If I put any more season, it would have been a teaspoon. So the first time, 1 tablespoon of each of the 3. And the last time, a teaspoon. Okay? And then I mix it again. Then put the top on. And it cooked for like less than 3 hours. It probably been done because I put it real low. After a certain time, after about, let's say after 1 hour with it by itself, and it cooked 2 hours with the greens. But it was cooking low. I had it on like 3. So that's probably why, it cooked for 3 hours altogether, 2 hours for just the greens. They're done. They're yummy, yummy. These greens right here are mustard. This is my first time that I can remember cooking mustard. So I will be coming to y'all one day with spinach, cabbage, mustards, and collards. I'm going to mix them all together. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to mix them all together because I heard that was good. Now, this is still on high, but we're going to talk about it. Let me get the right spoon so I can show you. This is that yummy, 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 yummy for my tummy stew beef. You see that beef right there? It's a lot of pieces in there. This is just for basically 4 servings. Could be 5. Probably going to be 5, maybe 6, depending on how big it is. Now, let's talk about what I did. So the first thing I did is I had a frying pan. I put a little bit of oil in it so it can get hot. I took the meat, I already washed it, cleaned it, and let's see what I put in there. Put in the meat, I eyeball everything, so I'm going to say probably a half a tablespoon. Half a tablespoon. Ouch. Half a tablespoon. Half a tablespoon. Half a tablespoon. Now, I didn't have the garlic this time because I run out of season. When I went to the store, they didn't have but garlic, salt, onions, salt. I don't want that. I ain't going for that. So then, what I did was, in my freezer, I done had this for a long time. Ginger, I put about 4 of those cubes in there. That's a teaspoon each. So I put 4 of them, which would have been 2 tablespoons. I put it in there. Now, that's the season part, okay? So I seasoned the meat with everything else, okay? So the 4 drops went in after the fact. So I'll go back to that. So after I seasoned it, I had it in a bowl. I took the bowl and seasoned the meat and then put a little bit of flour in there. Sprinkle the flour around to give it a good coat. Then I put it in that hot pan. I browned it on each side. Once it was browned on each side, I took it and I put it in here with nothing in here. So I put that first. Went a little backwards. Then I took my onions, did the same thing, seasoned just a little bit of each one of them seasons. And what I mean just a little bit, probably not even a half a teaspoon. Just enough to give it just a tiny flavor. And I just put a little bit of browning in there. And let me show you what my browning come from. This is the browning. I put just a little bit in there just to give it some color, excuse me. And then, as I say, the grease that was in there left, I just simply put a half of a big onion, which would be probably a normal size onion, I chopped it up. Like I said, I seasoned it. just a half a teaspoon of each season. And then I put it in the frying pan. But before I put it in the frying pan, I did put flour on that too. Mixed it really, really, really good. Then dropped it in the still hot pan. You know, just browned it a little bit. And once I browned it, I decided that some of the stuff I used maybe a half a cup of water after I browned it. And then let me show you what else I used. Then I used a half a cup of this. It is a smooth red wine. Wanted to try something different, so I did use that. Now the water and the red wine was in the frying pan. So I, let it do its little saute, make a little gravy. Then I took it and I poured it in here. So what's in there? The meat, the red wine, the water, and the onions. So I mixed it. So after I did that, then we have, depending on what size, this is not a big size. As you can see, it's not big at all. I put a half of green pepper, a half of red pepper. I put like the little small, let me see if I can show them to you. These right here, I put about maybe 7 of these, cut them in 4 pieces because most of them was big. And I put, you see it's carrots in there. I did a half a bag of the carrots. They come in not a big bag. They're a small bag. So I did half of the bag. The bag was probably this big, and I did half of it. Okay. So I mixed all that in there, and then I add maybe a cup of water just to, because I didn't put no chicken broth or no beef broth, nothing. I add a couple of water because I don't want it to be so salty. So after I did that, I let it cook for, well, I put thyme in it too. So this is where, after I did that, I added the 4 pieces of ginger and the thyme. After I put all of that together, mixed it really good, put the top on it, and I let it cook for approximately 3 hours and 30 minutes. After I did that, then that's when I threw the peas in, which is these. I threw a half of thing of peas in. Maybe not even a half. You just eyeball it to how much you think you want. So I threw that in. Okay. After throwing that in, I let it still continue to cook. Oops. Let me mix it. You can see what the carrots look like and what the potatoes look like. And forgot to say one thing I did put in when I put the other vegetables in. Celery. I did about 3 stalks of celery. The little, I guess that's what they call them. The little long thing, 3 of them. And I just chopped them up and put them in here. So it's totally done. So what I'm going to do is I'll be right back with the finishing touches. And you'll be able to see what it's all plated up look like. So hold on.